You never know.
Right. Do you have a little cold?
I'm getting over it.
Yeah, you're sounding a
I
little...
had it 2 weeks ago after that cruise, and I'm just now getting over it.
Yeah, you sounding a little stuffy.
I'm still stuffy.
Yeah. You are sounding a little stuffy. All right. I did not put out an advertisement for this live. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I just didn't have time.
There you go.
Oh, I can hear me over there. I don't like it. Hello, so good to see everyone. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jen. Hi, Chelsea. I'm glad you caught me today, too, because I didn't advertise. And so I was like, I don't know. I didn't have time to get the advertisement out. So good to see everyone on here this morning. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live already. I so appreciate you. I am going, let's see. Chelsea says she just literally checked her page. The spirits were calling you, Chelsea. They were like, hey, Christy's live. Go join her. Hi, Lori. So good to see everyone this morning. All right, let's do some cards. You know what I mean? We'll start them out with cards and we'll move to spirit led. Hello, hello, Emma. I think it's E-Coastal. I think her name is Emily. Aw, Sissy says she set an alarm just in case. Yes, I have not had time to, I just didn't have time to put it out. I just had a lot going on, and I had a couple events this weekend, and it was sold out again, which was very nice. I'm so thankful. Yeah, very thankful. I can remember when I first started doing events, I thought I'd never be able to, drum enough up in business. And once again, it was sold out and they were turning people away at the door. I know, right, Kristen? I'm so thankful, so thankful, so thankful. And everyone who needed to be there was there. I'm sure some stories from that will come up through the readings. All right, Megan Elise, you shared my live. I appreciate you. This is for you. And lots of people are sharing my live, but I just scrolled through and Megan was the first name I came to. Oh, right there, said to stop. All right, let's see what we have here. Let me move Dee back. She's on my phone and she's in she had her sitting in my card area where I put my cards out. So we had to move her real quick. All right, Megan Elise. There is a lot of pentacle energy in this reading. All the cards of pentacles except for one. Pentacles is usually about jobs, definitely about your physical existence on this planet. The first card you have coming up is the Page of Pentacles. It's about manifestation, financial security, and really going after your dreams. I'm echoing, Dee. I can hear you. I can hear me on your volume thing over there. Can you turn me down or whatever you have me on? I can hear myself on Dee's phone. It's making me crazy. It's like echo, echo, echo.
Gotcha.
Thank you. All right. So now when you're starting this journey, Megan Elise, you're starting this journey, you are starting manifestation, you are really heading in a new direction. Make sure that you are not getting caught in your negative thoughts of I can't, I'm not worthy. The first card is the Page of Pentacles, which is about this new journey. The next card is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is really about when we get caught into our negative thought circles and we have self-imposed restrictions. It's all about us keeping our stuff down. So there is a path that you've been wanting to start. There is something new you've been wanting to do, and you're sitting in the fear of it, and you're scared you can't do it, and what if I fail? But you need to move those to the side. Lean into that fear. Lean into where you're headed. Because when you do, more confirmation, you need to start the journey. The first card was the Page, again, and then you have the Ace. They bring different energy to the situation, but they're all about starting a new path. When you go down this path and you lean into that fear, you get those negative thought circles out of the way, you're going to have a lot of choices coming up. You're going to just figure out how adaptable you are. You're going to be very balanced when it comes to your work life. Good grief. I haven't really even paid attention, but when I did this, I just noticed my nails need to be done. You see that? Who has time? Thank you, Megan and Elise. I appreciate you this morning. All right. I want to thank everyone who is on here liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, user 224. That's what we're going to say to that. All right. Good grief. I'm getting a little lightheaded. What is my blood sugar doing here? Yep. All right. Good morning, Samantha. Thank you, Jen. So good morning, Stacy. Thank you for sharing my live, Jen. This is for you. This is for Jen. Thank you for sharing my live. I appreciate you. Jen, what city do you live in over in Iowa? All right, this is for Jen. All right. Lots of positive energy coming up for you, Miss Jen. By Fort Dodge. Is that the biggest city that you're close to? There's a reason why I'm asking. Okay, Jen. The first one we have is a Page of Cups, which is about creative opportunities. It's about intuitive messages, just having that beautiful journey. You're starting out Ames, Iowa. Is that close to Sioux City or anything that I know? By Ames, Iowa State. Okay. I'm going to tell you why I'm asking when I'm done with your reading, Jen. Okay. So the first card we have, Jen, is the Page of Cups. It's about creative opportunities and really leaning into things with a very beautiful, vibrant energy to you. Now, this is the warning card. The warning card is the Seven of Cups. See how all these things are all different? They're the same, but they're all different. It is about making sure you're seeing through the illusion of what you want things to be and that you're seeing things for what they are. You are closing down a cycle. You have a lot of good luck coming your way. This Wheel of Fortune is just a freaking beautiful card. It is all about good luck and good fortune and life cycles and starting out on beautiful journeys. To make sure you kick this off in the correct vibration and the correct energy, you need to make sure that you are looking through the illusion of what you think something should be and you're seeing it for what it actually is. This usually means that there's a couple of opportunities coming your way and you want to make sure you're on the one that is realistic. There's one that there's an opportunity that you're like, and I asked the hint. I said, okay, what kind of hint can we give her for what is this path that she shouldn't go down? And I heard that the best, okay, yes, people can change. Absolutely, people can change. But the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. So if you have someone who has repeated the same behavior over and over and over, can they change? Absolutely, but they need to prove it, right? So someone is going to come around who is going to have big talk, but their past behavior has not indicated that they're capable of change. So you need to, if you want to give that opportunity a chance, please do not go down that path until they have. Samantha said she needed to hear this today. That frequently happens where there'll be a message for one person, but it applies to many. I'm not saying don't give that person a chance, but do not go down that path until they have proven it. It ends with familiarity and happy memories. And it's funny because this card is about people from your past stepping up and it being a good thing. So I can see how it would be confusing. All of a sudden you have these people from your past stepping up and you're like, oh yes, all this, like not family reunions, but kind of, you know, when you're friends, all of a sudden you have a lot of friends from the past stepping up and doing things with. You think, oh yes, this is all good. Most of them are, one of them isn't. All right. Thank you, Miss Jen. Okay, so why I was asking Jen, and I didn't even think about it till he popped up. So our book goes to print around May 17th. You're welcome, Miss Jen. And so we are going to have a book launch here in the Omaha area on June 6th. And then after that, we'll be going out and I'm excited about the book too. It's been a long haul. We're going to be going out and doing readings and book signings at different things. So I was like, where do I know people who might know people? So do you know anyone in your area that has a bookstore or a metaphysical store that would let us come in and do a reading? I know. Sarah, do you and Jen know anyone? I mean, yes, we can do cold calls, but it's much easier to have a warm call. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you. All right, Minneapolis and Cincinnati, do y'all know anywhere that y'all can hook us up with a metaphysical store or a bookstore where we could come in and do a reading and a signing? Iris and I are ready to hit the road. And especially, it's funny, it's great because some of these are kind of more Midwestern cities instead of. Thank you, Miss Brittany. Now, Brittany, where were you? Yeah, you can tell me in the email. I'm with Paige. I'll come to Minneapolis to support. Aw. Thank y'all. Okay. This card reading today is for Miss Sissy. I thank you, Miss Sissy. She has shared my live, I don't know, like 500 times this morning. I appreciate you. I love your support. Thank you. I need all the support I can get, right? We cannot do this journey alone. All right. There's all kinds of activity. You can tell it's springtime around here. There's all kinds of activities. I know there's a crystal shop and a bookstore in Boone, but a small town. Oh, yeah. We do need kind of a bigger hub. All right, so this is for Sissy. All right, Miss Sissy. What we got here? Okay, so the first card we have is Temperance. Temperance is about balance and harmony and really trying to move into that energy. So I was like, okay, how does she move into this energy of temperance, of being balanced, of finding harmony in her life and get out of that emotional upheaval? By using your own magic. It's the magician. It's about taking action and creation and your manifestation power. It's about, I'm so unbalanced right now. Well, I'm sorry you're imbalanced, but thank you for confirming my card, because I was telling her, you know, she needs to find balance in her life. There's a lot of upheaval, and how does she do that? By sitting in your creativity and your superpower. You have to think about, what is your superpower? It's looking forward and it's creating something out of nothing. How about over 55 communities? They all have a hall. You know, we are really willing to go anywhere. I was just asking Sissy, and we haven't even started calling and setting up things. I was just asking, not Sissy, I was asking Jen and Sarah, because I know that they live like an hour and a half or 2 hours away. And so it's an easy hop over there to, if they know somewhere. And yes, we can do cold calls. There's lots of places we can cold call and that I can probably pull strings to get into. It's just easier if you have someone else doing it for you and set it up for you, right? And you just kind of show up and advertise. Of course, would advertise. Okay. 2.5 hours. It was longer than we thought. We're okay with that. Well, what I would probably do, Sarah, is I would come there. Like, this is probably my plan when we go to most cities is, right, show up and smile, right? Is I will, we'll probably stay the night, places that are farther away like that, and I will do also a smaller event. Like, yes, we'll show up and do a book signing, but then I'll get someone to or try to get someone to host an event, what's called a small group in the area. And to have a small group, you have to have like 7 to 10 people, and you can do a 15-minute one-on-one and group time. So this is a small group for everyone listening. I'm about to break it down. It's a lot for one day. Yeah. So I'd probably do the book signing and then also have someone to host. So to do a small group, you have to have at least 7 people and up to 10 if everyone wants the one-on-one, which is 15 minutes. They get to sit in front of me for 15 minutes, have a personal reading, and the next one cycles through. And then after I'm finished with the one-on-ones, then I read the group. All 10 or however many people is. But you can have more people at the group than you can the one-on-ones. Let's just say you have 10 people that want one-on-ones, and I've already read them. And then you have 10 more people that want to be there for the group. And then, so there's 20 people at the group. I will do that, like do the 10 one-on-ones and then read 20 people in the group. I've done exactly that. And so if you ever come to the West Coast, let me know. I'll be here. I'm sure the West Coast will be on our agenda at some point. Iris just moved from the West Coast, and that's who I wrote the book with, so I'm sure we'll be there. All right, Miss Sissy, how do you get your emotions back into balance? You do that by moving, putting something into action, moving towards something. You have to think about, when are our negative thought circles really in our heads? When we're sitting with them, when we're not chasing a goal, when we're not putting our plan into action. So this is how you're going to be able to get out of your emotional upheaval, Sissy, is by putting a plan into action. There's going to be more upheaval coming your way. I know, right? You're like, great. That's what this card means. It's lots of energy, lots of things coming your way, and swift change. Swift change can be good and bad, right? Lots of good change. I see this swift change coming your way, Sissy. At first, you're like, oh, yeah, this is okay. I had this exact thing happen to me yesterday. I was very thankful for it in the end. The book we wrote is on triggers, right? It's about how to release triggers. Quick 10 steps on how to release triggers. So I had an event happen yesterday that triggered me horribly. Like, it was a tower card moment, where the rug's been jerked completely out from under you. And in that moment, I was about to and I realized, okay, wait a minute, why am I being triggered here? What is this about? And it took me about 5 minutes. I used our process that we have in this book and released that trigger. And once I really released it, I feel so much lighter and brighter today. It was something I was carrying that I didn't even realize I was carrying. And so that is that swift energy I feel coming your way, Sissy. So make sure you're processing it and moving forward. That you're not sitting with this tower card moment that's coming your way. Because yesterday, I could have taken this tower card moment and completely spiraled with it. Because I could have justified it. I could have justified my reactions because what happened wasn't good, right? But I needed to take it to the higher octave. When you want to come out of a situation and really use your magic, you have to take it to a higher octave. And then to do that, if you don't take that moment to the higher octave, Sissy, you're going to have a lot of conflict and disagreements. It's hard sometimes to not get in the muck, but that is the warning. You're going to have a beautiful outcome, and your emotions are going to be very harmonic and balanced if you process it and take it to the higher octave. If you get into the muck, it's going to be not good. You're going to see a lot of disagreements within the family, I'm hearing. All right, thank you, Italian girl. This is going to be for you. Italian girl, thank you for sharing my live. I so appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing my live so much. I cannot do it without y'all helping me out, and I so appreciate everyone's support. All right. Waited to hear news today. Good job. Unapologetically, Mom. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, this is for Italian girl. All right, Italian girl. Man, you got a lot going on. Have y'all noticed that a lot of the cards have followed suit? Like there's a lot of cups or a lot of pentacles or something like that. Italian girl, yours are all over the place. You got a lot going on, honey. The first thing I hear is the Eight of Cups. You have recently had a huge disappointment. You've had, it has made you feel abandoned. I was talking about this event yesterday, even in that event where I was being hugely triggered. Taking it to the lower octave would have been me feeling violated because I could have taken it that way. So I want you to think about this situation that you have going on that has caused you a huge disappointment, that you have felt abandoned, like someone really has just jerked that rug out from under you. And take it to the higher octave. Understand the lesson behind it and move through it quickly to this higher octave, because when you do, it's going to offer you a huge opportunity when it comes to financial security and long-term success. If you get caught in the muck of it, it's going to drag you down. So I want you to process it, understand the lesson behind it. There's beauty at the end of it. There is a lot of financial security, a lot of wealth. There is, in that abandonment, you're trying to, I feel you moving through, and I keep coming back and forth, back and forth. How do I know? Because the layout of the cards, it says it's starting. You're trying to move through it. You know there's a lesson. You know there's beauty on the other side of it. But then you're moving back into it with this moon as you have the illusion of what you think happened, right? So again, with this thing that happened with me yesterday, I instantly, the person who did it, I was really ready to just like, this is not what you said was going to happen. This is not what you agreed to. This is not, and that's a huge trigger for me. Why? Why is this a huge trigger for me? I had to sit with it. It's a huge trigger for every day of my life. My mother would always say something would happen and it would never happen. And every day I wanted to believe her. And there was even times where she would, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And on the surface, I would think it would happen. And then there would be a switch, right? That happened my entire life. So the moment yesterday mimicked that. It wasn't just about that moment. It was about me being triggered for that lifetime of how she had done me. You're being triggered right now. You're being triggered with something that has happened to you over and over. And so what is happening in this moment is just the last straw. So make sure you're learning how to release that, because there is such beauty on the other side of it. There is security. There is stability. But if you keep howling at the moon, if you keep saying, but, I understand those buts, because I was a little bit in that circle yesterday. Like Spirit was telling me, Christy, look at the bigger picture, look at the lesson here. I'm like, but did you see what just happened? Spirit, Christy, let's take a step back. Look at the bigger picture. You're about to go down a path you don't want to go down. Are you sure I don't want to go down this path? Because did you see what just happened? So I had these buts of justifying how I was feeling in that moment. And I'm not saying that my feelings were not valid, but I needed to move through them. And when I moved through them, there was such a release of, oh yeah, I didn't realize that was holding me back. It's a big moment for you, honey. It's a big, big moment. Please release that, because in the end, if you release this, you're just going to level up in such a big way. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting me read you this morning. All right. Let's see what we have going on here. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Paige, you're so cute. She was like spirit-led. I had just looked at the clock to see, should I do another card pull? I'll do one more, honey, and then I'll move into spirit-led. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking. Okay. Italian girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. She's validating the reading I just say, so it made sense to her. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling, you can probably tell because I spent so long on it. I was like, you have a huge opportunity here. Yes, 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 yes. These are the huge moments. Like this morning, I was on a mentorship call, and they usually start off with me having I have a plan. Rarely do we do my plan, and because the person I was talking to had something happen yesterday, and in working through that, beautiful moment. And so I was being taken that moment like, oh, it's such a huge opportunity for you, Italian girl, for you to just level up and leave that crap behind. It's hard sometimes. All right, Miss Samantha Jinx. Let's do this. This is for Samantha. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. While I'm doing this, usually I do this in my head, but for whatever reason, I'm being called to do it out loud. I am opening the invitation for spirits to start coming in, lining up, getting ready. I want everyone to give me their information concisely and with perfect evidence that everyone knows who you are immediately. All right. Thank y'all for coming in this morning. All right. Here we go. Samantha, that was it. Did you feel the energy shift, Dee?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw her take it. I was turning towards Dee. She's on she's on Messenger on video to put the cards down. And as I called in spirit, I turned and I saw her go. I was like, oh, yeah, she felt the energy shift. She felt them coming in. Yeah. Did anyone else feel that? I never even thought to ask y'all about that. Did everyone else feel that energy shift? Hi, Carla. Yeah, some people are saying, yeah, they did. All right. So this reading is for Samantha Jinx. Samantha, you're being called to transition and change and really move away from some things that have just happened. It was a big lesson for you. Take that lesson with you. But move away from the situation. There is an area that you need to, someone says I gotta chill. You need to put up a big boundary. And you need to, and this is really hard. What I'm about to tell you is really hard. I know this feeling, but you're being called to look at a situation with unbiased judgment, right? We all have this filter that we look at the world through. And like I said yesterday, I was looking at this thing that had happened through a trigger, right? That was my worldview. The lens I was looking at this through was a trigger. And I had to remove that. You're being called to remove your triggers to look at this situation and put up a boundary. To stand in your independent. I mean, I just keep hearing this word boundary, 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 boundary over and over in my head. There is a place where you definitely need to move into these boundaries and be unapologetic with them. If you do that, you're going to be riding with confidence. Now, I'm telling you, when you start putting up boundaries with people that you've never done it before, at first it's very difficult because they're going to push back. They're not used to having that boundary, so they're going to push back. When you do put up that, you're going to just have you're going to have such progress. You're going to just move forward with such confidence. If you don't, there's going to be more betrayal. There is someone who has stepped forward. I don't know what just happened, but it's like I just felt a huge shift. What just happened there? Good grief.
I felt it all morning.
Wow. Okay. If you don't, it was almost like a global shift that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Betrayal is right. Put up some, Hoku said she felt that and the screen froze. We're going to get into that. Oh, Fanny said she saw me become distracted. Yeah, because I was like, this whole huge wave. I haven't felt that kind of energy in a while. Okay, we're going to get into that in just a second. Okay, so make sure you're putting up those boundaries. All right, so we're going to, something cold happened for sure. Odd happened. For sure. That's what Sissy said. All right, we're going to get into that before I get into these readings. What was that? Does anyone have an idea? Okay, let me tell y'all. Because I'm sure y'all want to hear, right? Did you notice the theme of these readings this morning? Did y'all notice the theme of the readings? Yes, very good. All right, the theme of the readings was, I'm talking to people about releasing these huge triggers, right? Now, yesterday, I was just talking to the person who triggered me a few minutes ago. And they were kind of apologizing because what happened, they didn't mean for it to happen, right? I was like, no, are you kidding me? I'm so thankful. I said, can you feel the difference? And she said, yes, you feel so much lighter. So when you're leveling up, right? You're leveling up to different vibrational levels. That was a huge jump for me. I'm being shown that I jumped the Grand Canyon. A lot of times whenever you level up, it's these little bitty steps. I have all morning, like I just checked my blood sugar because I'm feeling so lightheaded, and sometimes it will fluctuate a lot and I will get lightheaded. No, my blood sugar's fine. It's this level up that happened yesterday, and my body is trying to like get into it. Okay, so now we felt almost a global shift, right? What that tells me, Spirit brought me to that moment. There were a lot of light workers yesterday who experienced a moment like I did, and they leveled up. You leveling up is just not about you. It's about the collective. So it's not an accident that I was so triggered yesterday and I leveled up. And I felt this shift. And so when I looked, I saw millions of people making the same choice that I did yesterday. Millions of people, probably tens of millions of people yesterday had a choice to take their vibration to a higher or lower octave, and they chose a higher octave. I want to give my hats off to them because it helped us all. Sarah, see? Sarah's probably one of them. Sarah said, man, I was so triggered yesterday. It was tough. Another one right there. She took it to the higher level. Hoku Holistics, same thing. Yesterday was rough. She was probably triggered, took it to a higher level. I wasn't the only one. I couldn't have made that energy. I'm just showing you that Spirit took me to that moment to show that that's what millions of people were going through yesterday. They were incredibly triggered, and they really wanted to, they were having that same fight as me, as like, and Spirit is like, Christy, bigger picture. And I was like, I don't want to see the bigger picture. I want to lose my mind right now. But instead, I was like, no, do it. Okay, so Italian Girl, I want you to understand this. Italian Girl said, I was super anxious yesterday, but I also got my wisdom teeth out, so maybe that was why. Okay, so she's discounting that, right? Do not discount that. Because though that was a huge moment for me, and I can tell you that releasing that trigger was like a huge trigger, that's where I am in my journey. So though this trigger was huge for me, that was a huge trigger for you, Italian Girl. At some point, you had a fear, something happened in a past life to do with your teeth, and you have a huge fear of the dentist. So walking in that fear and leaning to it, even that helped take everyone to a higher level. So now what are you going to see? How do you know what I'm saying is true? There is going to be a wave of turmoil. I'm sorry, I was reading a message that one of my kids sent me. So you're going to see a wave of turmoil. Anytime I have seen a collective level up like that is, then you start seeing, I'm sorry. This also has to have something to do with it. As I'm trying to talk to you, one of my kids is like blowing up my text with an angry. So guess what I will be doing after this live? Wouldn't y'all just love to have me for a mama? I'll be calling her honey. I understand you're frustrated. How are you going to take this to a higher octave? You can't live in this energy. Yeah, what you did sucked. What just happened to you sucked. What's the lesson behind it? Let's take it to a higher octave. Let's go. It can be frustrating. Sometimes people just want to be in their stuff. All right. So those of you who got the messages today, the collective is counting on you to take your energy to a higher level. All right. Also, for those of you who have been watching me for a while, been with me from the beginning, y'all can tell in the last, I want to say 3-4 months, y'all can tell my readings have changed, right? I have mascara or something down here. A smudge. Y'all can tell my readings have changed, right? I get so many more comments now about that's spot on, that's this, that's that. Oh my goodness, that was a good one. Okay, so they're deeper. Yeah, they're deeper. What happened? I've been working a lot on releasing triggers, but think about what happened. I had a near-death experience, right? Mm-hmm. I had my near-death experience. That was a huge shift in my readings. Okay, so now I was about to address what Paige said. Paige must be freaking psychic, because I was about to say now I'm getting even better about reading energy for what it is because of my ability to recognize my own ego and my own biases in the way. All right. I only want one at a time, please. Okay, spirit world is crazy today. Okay, the first spirit I have stepping up here is a male energy. I'm hearing the name Arnold around him. For whatever reason, I was hearing also Arnold Palmer, like he was a golfer. So I'm thinking this guy probably played golf. He either played golf or he lived in a retirement community where they drove a golf cart, because I'm seeing a golf cart. He is showing me that he also liked to drink. It's in a short glass. I just said that last name. Oh my goodness. Or the drink he drank. Or drink. Yeah, either way. I thought with that. I sat with that, Samantha. I did sit with that, because the second I said Arnold Palmer, and then he showed me his glass, and it looks more like an old-fashioned. Okay. Okay, so now I want to talk to these people here who said they said that name about the same time I did. My Papa Bob lived across the street from a golf club and drank 3 fingers of whiskey neatly. I think we're with Joanna here. The energy of him, right, Joanna? Okay, usually I don't, I've given so little information. Usually I don't instantly say, okay, I think we're with this person. But you know what? I think we're with this person. So how we know? I'm going to get her on here, and then you will see as I give more evidence and give a message that it matches. You're Papa Ball. Okay. This is funny. Are you there, Joanna? Oh, no, she's not. She's still spinning. Hi, Joanna.
Hi.
I get to see your beautiful face. Usually people just have their picture up there, and you are stunning.
I put a face on today, so I figured why not.
Right. All right. So Papa Bob was, okay, so let me see if I can imitate his personality for just a moment. Because whenever I said, you know what, screw it, we're going to go with Joanna because I know who it is. A lot of times I don't do this. I give more information. So as I'm like, you know what, screw this, I'm just going to do it. He's holding his drink. So now he's holding his drink. Pretend this is whiskey, because it's not
3 fingers.
Yeah. Pretend it's 3 fingers of whiskey. He's like, all right, girl, you just do that. And then he drink his drink.
Yep. He was very much a quiet observer.
Yes, he was a quiet observer. He didn't talk a lot. He listened a lot. But when he did speak, it was always very, I don't know, I just got chills. Like, it was always very meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you would look at him like, how did you even know that? Do you remember that energy about him?
I always thought that, like, I don't know. I always felt like he was like he didn't want to say anything because he didn't want to stir the pot, but also he was like stirring the pot in his mind a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Just like whenever he just did that. Whenever, because normally I have a lot more evidence. That's like, screw it. Usually I wait and I give all this evidence and da 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 da. I knew half the time on here, I know who it is, and I could just continue giving evidence to prove to everyone who it is. I was like, screw it. I know it's Joanna. We'll just get more evidence. And so in that moment, he was kind of stirring the pot because he's like, yeah,
I'm getting emotional.
yeah, you go ahead, girl. You do it. All right. Papa Bob is talking about you're at a pivotal moment in your life right now, Joanna. You have a lot of energy going around you. You have a lot of decisions you're here to make. And I'm hearing it's not just one decision. It's many decisions.
Yeah.
He is saying that that how you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Meaning that you just take those decisions one at a time. You are fully capable of making these decisions. There is a friend who you bounce ideas off of.
Mhm.
Beautiful friend, beautiful energy, beautiful support system for you, but don't listen to them.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Because this is why it's so hard as a medium sometimes to read your friends because we want the best for them.
Okay.
So your friend is trying to give you the path of least resistance instead of the path that you're supposed to go on.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, I'm hearing you have a question that you want to ask.
I have been feeling quite lost lately. I've been in my current career for probably 13 years and I'm good at it. I genuinely think I like it. But there's different opportunities that I'm exploring right now. I feel very called to be self-employed. I'm very called to the spiritual realms. I'm starting a podcast with my best friend who is very into astrology. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing something. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going, and it's super frustrating.
Okay, very good. It's funny. I just did a teaching on this in my Divine Collective on Sunday, so I'm fresh with the knowledge. Okay, so a lot of times whenever we want our life purpose and path to be laid out before we take that step,
Mhm.
it doesn't happen that way. And that's where that lostness comes. Because once you take that first step, that's when you start feeling more secure. So now how do you know when because the podcast was about spirit guides. How do you know the spirit guide is contacting you? You just told me about 10 ways. You're getting frustrated. You're cold. You're starting something with your new friend. You're feeling unfulfilled. I didn't write down all the other ways, but I did know that I did have a recognition that you said other ways. That's how you know your spirit guides are at work in your life. You've been in this job for 13 years. Now, it wasn't a waste because if you look at what I do now, almost every job I've ever had, I'm bringing a piece of it into this job.
Yeah, I'm on a call. Sorry, my husband just got home.
Oh, that's okay. So you are going to take, now I'm not seeing you jumping ship just yet from your job. I'm seeing you straddling both worlds for a while.
Okay.
And as you explore this spiritual realm more, paths are going to open up for you.
Okay.
Okay, very good. I was just about to get you something, and your papa stepped up and said, "Don't forget to tell her." The more you learn in this spiritual realm, the more you realize you don't know.
It feels real.
Right. I mean, people think, oh, if I go to this class, yes, of course, I have taken so many classes and so much learning and all of that, but also be open to letting the spirit realm teach you.
Okay.
The most important thing, so for you and everyone listening, that you can do for yourself is find someone who will not just teach you psychic mediumship, but will teach you how the energies at play work and how to acknowledge them. Okay, so we're going to play for a moment. So everyone watch, I'm going to play a game with Joanna. And she did not volunteer for this game. I'm volunteering her.
Okay.
I want you to tell me a story about anything. Just tell me about your day yesterday. I will interrupt you, so just know I'm not being rude, but there's a point to this.
Okay.
Just tell me what you did.
About my day yesterday.
Like I got in the car, I drove, this happened, that happened, blah, 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 whatever.
Okay. Well, yesterday I started my day outside because it was such a beautiful day, and so I had my coffee and I read tarot, or I try to read tarot. So I did a little tarot reading outside.
I want to stop you right now. I'm hearing that as you woke up yesterday morning, you actually felt ungrounded. Yes, it was a beautiful day outside, but you were off kilter from the get-go yesterday.
Yeah, the whole day.
Yeah, the whole day. And you went outside because your guides were calling you to go outside. You were missing something and you were being tapped on your shoulder and you weren't listening. So then all of a sudden now you're being called to do a reading for yourself because you weren't listening. So your guides are like, okay, well, she's not freaking listening to us. So let's have her do a reading for herself. Okay, continue.
And then I felt like I felt that unease pretty much all day. Like I think I probably picked up my cards 5-6 times yesterday, which never happens ever. Like I maybe do one a day, maybe. But I just kept feeling, and I've been feeling this for a while now, like probably a month, just this unsettled, unfulfilled, uncomfortable. And I'm trying to listen, but my very
I will
analytical.
stop you again. I will stop you again because I want everyone to think about this. She said, I picked up my cards 5 or 6 times, and that's not something I do. Instantly, you know your problem is something to do with a reading that you need or that you could give yourself. Like you know that you're not getting information.
Right.
You're just telling you you're not getting information. That's why you kept picking up these cards. I asked, why are you not getting information? Now, this is the point of what I'm showing everyone is how in everyday life you can weave the energy in, because there is not one conversation someone has with me that exactly what I'm doing to Joanna doesn't happen. I just don't interrupt them. I just am taking the knowledge into my head. I'm now just currently showing everyone what happens in my head as people talk to me. And everyone is capable of doing this. You are so busy wanting to have a sticky note or a flow chart from spirit that you're not listening to them.
No idea. I am a very analytical brain, and I really struggle to shut it off.
Right.
And just listen. I have so many sticky notes on my computer.
Yes. How do I know that? Because as she's talking, spirit is showing me different things, or so they're using all of my clairs as she's talking to give me information about what she's saying. So they're telling me what she's not saying because she doesn't even freaking know, because she's in analysis paralysis. I've been there. I have a master's in business and finance, very logical degrees. I have a beautiful flow chart that if spirit would ever once in the freaking time I'm on this planet look at it, I have some great ideas that should be happening. But they don't, because they can do better than we can.
And keep trying to remind myself that, like,
It comes down to trust.
whatever I think picture, spirit has something greater for me, or something that I can't even envision now, and the fact that I can't envision it frustrates the hell out of me.
Okay, so what you need to do is and for everyone listening, you have to step out into the fear. Like you envision something, right? I envisioned this book. I knew I was going to write this book with my colleague. I started in that direction. I stepped out in the fear of it, but as I've done that, it has morphed and changed. So you have to get the energy rolling. You have to think about it's a rolling ball. A rolling ball isn't going anywhere. It's much easier once the ball gets moving for you to kick it in the direction it's supposed to go in. Right? You have to get the energy moving so that then spirit can come in and work.
I just don't know how to get it moving.
I have a whole mentorship program that I do that for people. Thank you, Joanna, for your time today.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. So that all started with her papa. And then we answered a lot of questions, right? So that is more like what a one-on-one reading looks like when you come to me. Or also if you do, I'm sure right after he passed, almost a year ago, conversation like that, right? Thank you, Italian girl. Also, when it comes into some of these, I can answer a lot of these questions on lives, but a lot of it is, I do a lot of this work in mentorships when you work one-on-one. Thank you, Alexa. Yeah, one-on-one, the mentorships is something that we can get into the nitty-gritty that is very specific for people. All right. I want to thank Papa here for stepping up. He's does this. And okay, so this next gentleman stepping up is showing me that he passed in an accident at work. You can sign up on my website under Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, and then you click on mentorship, and then you get a free discovery call. I'm not sure who was asking the question, but it was loud in my head, so someone was asking. Okay, this gentleman passed from an accident at work. It was some kind of construction because he's showing me wearing a hard hat. I'm hearing the number, Prissy Nana, you read my mind. This actually happened, I don't know, not Sunday's group event I did, but the one I did last month. And I said, someone just asked the question and I answered it. And everyone's kind of scoffing, no, they didn't. And I said, well, who in here answered that question? And this lady in the middle of the room kind of raised her hand, she didn't want to admit it, but she was the one who answered it. Okay. This gentleman passed by accident at work. He's wearing a hard hat. I'm hearing the number 52. So something about someone being 52. He was either 52, his survivor is 52. This number 52 is significant. He is showing me he did have facial hair. And I'm honestly not sure what this man is doing. Because I'm saying construction because it's the closest thing I have to it. It's like he's guiding a pipe into a hole or something, and there's a lot of heavy equipment around him. He is dressed in jeans. That was his attire at work, was jeans. I was like, do you have any work pants? He has jeans on, and I do hear that he has work boots on. He was very specific about his work boots. He's also showing me, the devastation he left behind, and of course, his estate was not in order. His estate was not in order, and it caused a lot of turmoil. And I will tell you, keep an eye out on my website, because this is exactly something I'm going to be doing something again with Dee and someone named Pam with, is you getting your estate in order. Okay, so Chelsea said yes. I'm assuming this is her person. Here you go, Miss Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Is this your husband?
No, well, I only caught the last three things that you said. I'm sorry.
Okay, who did you think it was to you?
This is my father-in-law, well, I think.
Father-in-law. Okay, very good. No, that makes sense. I had not given a relationship to him.
Oh, okay.
And I had not started off with that because I really wasn't sure, because I was hearing dad, but not. And then when you popped on, I was like, oh, I'm feeling a husband here, and it makes sense. It's your husband's dad.
Yes. Yes.
So what is this number 52? Was he 52 when he died? What's
Yes.
52?
Yes, he was, oh gosh, I'd have to do the math, but he was definitely in his 50s. Yes, early 50s.
Very good. Early 50s. Okay, very good. And happened at work?
No, it did not happen at work, but he always wore jeans and always had his work boots on. And he left his estate a mess.
Okay, and it was an accident.
It was an accident.
Okay, very good. I'll take it. I just needed to make sure. So as I wanted to make sure some of the key things he said, and so she just hit them all. It was an accident. He was in jeans. He wore his work boots all the time. And he was in his early 50s. She hit all the things. And also the big thing was his estate was, and he left, I don't know, was he married? A significant other is what I'm hearing. He left behind a significant other.
He did, but he was never married.
Okay, very good. And y'all heard me say that. I was about to say wife, and he stopped me. I was like, okay, well, then it was a significant other. At least I know that. He is showing me that it was just, she was really discounted because he didn't have his estate in order, or his significant other was.
Correct.
And there was so much infighting over, okay, these are his words, Chelsea, not mine.
Uh-huh.
Stupid shit.
Oh, yes. 100%. 100%.
He is just appalled at how people behaved. He said, I thought I raised them better than that.
Yeah, so it was really, it was actually his significant other who was
Yes.
really causing a lot of the riff.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatizing.
It was. So whenever he said, I thought I raised them better than that, he wasn't talking about raising his significant other. It was just about how everyone handled it. Like, she did start it. She absolutely started it.
Yes.
Also, people's reaction to her was very triggering, just like I've been talking about all morning. They were triggered, and then their reaction to her was probably not the best.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot. He left a mess, quite a mess.
He did. He said he's wanting to move past that. He's like, yeah, we're enough of that. I've acknowledged it. He had to have, I was like, he's like, I apologize. I was like, no, you didn't. You just told me what happened. You didn't apologize. He says, okay, well, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So this would have been his personality on earth. He's like, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm apologizing, but
Yeah, let's move on.
exactly. We don't want to dwell on this apology too much. All right, Miss Chelsea. He is talking about, you have babies?
I do.
You have 3?
I have 2 on Earth and 1 that passed over.
Yeah. So everyone watching, I said 3, and I don't know what it is about my readings. When I hit people and see how many kids, I almost always get the ones that are crossed over. Almost, not always, but most times I do. And so if Chelsea had said, I just have 2, I would have said, did you have a miscarriage or abortion, or what is this? Because I was seeing 3 babies around her. I knew that she was the mama to 3.
Yes.
He's acknowledging having the baby, and he's also acknowledging what a beautiful job you do as a mom. You show your kids joy.
Oh.
You really show your kids how to have fun. You are the fun one in the family, and it's not that you don't take things seriously or do what you need to do, but you definitely are the ones that show your kids how to reside in joy.
Oh, I love that.
Also, you do a really good job for your husband. Your husband takes life way too seriously.
Yes.
And you help him recognize, there's more to life than just working and paying bills and not. We need to take time out and have fun.
Yes.
He's also saying take the vacation. So y'all been planning a vacation that your husband either is not wanting to go on and y'all go without him, or he's dragging his feet about or something.
Oh, we just talked about that like a few days ago. We want to plan another trip to Disney World, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's a big expense, but it's something that means a lot to the kids, and we were kind of stressing about money, so that's so funny that you mentioned that.
Yes, because he is saying take the trip.
I love that.
He's showing me that you're also really good at cutting corners, like being able, you want to go to Disney and there's certain things that you will do to make it more affordable, and your kids won't even realize they're missing out on anything.
Yes, absolutely.
He says
I've definitely been thinking about those things.
Yeah, he says you do a really good job of that.
Oh, That's
And because
great.
you're so present and in the moment of joy, that's what your kids feel. So you do a good job.
Aw, I love that.
All right. So I asked the last person, I don't know why I feel the need today to ask people, do you have questions today?
Um, hmm, I guess. So there was a lot of, I guess, turmoil towards the end of his life with my husband, and he wasn't really a present dad. I just want to make sure that he's still guiding him, still with him. I know there's no hard feelings on the other side. I know that, but
He says that he sends your husband the dragonflies.
oh wow, oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, I just had a few this morning.
Yeah. So when people ask this question for everyone watching, I could have easily said, "Oh yes, he's around him," and she would have believed me, right? But I don't want spirits just step up and say, yes, I'm around them. Yes, I love them. They have to prove it. And so he showed me dragonflies. So then I knew that he sent dragonflies. And she said she had just seen some.
Yes. Oh gosh, they're all over my house.
Yeah, that is him sending them. Also,
Oh,
your husband spends a lot of time in his head thinking about his dad and what he should have, would have, could have done.
100%, all the time.
And his dad is saying there was nothing that his son should have, would have, could have done. There were plenty of things that he should have done.
So true.
It
Yes.
wasn't his son's responsibility to repair that relationship. It was his responsibility.
Yes. Yes. Oh wow.
All right. Thank you, Miss Chelsea.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
I was having a hard time getting my thing to activate and to disconnect. Is this butterfly flying around me right now? A loved one. It bothered me this whole time. It is, Brittany. It is. Or actually, not Brittany. Britt. It is. Thank you, Chrissy Nana. Thank you. I love dragonflies. Reminds me of my dad. So if you have something that you see flying around you a lot, and then you're all of a sudden you're looking at a butterfly and you're like, I'm thinking of my dad. Whatever. No, that's because that butterfly or dragonfly, whatever it is, your loved one sent it, and then they drop their name in your head. Cardinals in my backyard every day. I know we have so many cardinals in my house or out in my backyard. Shocking, right? All right. I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. I have to go grab something to eat because I have appointments starting here in a little while, so I have to get some nourishment. Had a hummingbird come to me twice this year and then it disappeared. Okay, Sissy, who do you think that was? Will I be live again? I don't know. I've had a cardinal 4 days in a row. Aw, I haven't looked. I wouldn't have been live this morning if Dee had not messaged me yesterday and it's like, hey, are you going live? Just because I had time to sit and look at my calendar. And normally I would have sat and looked at my calendar and done it this morning, but I was getting ready this morning, putting makeup on, talking to a client. That's how my day started. So I moved from that one. I was closing the amount as I was opening up another meeting, and then I rolled into this. So and I know a lot of you are like, wow, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. When I need time down, I shut it down. I'm done. Whoever can blow up my phone to doomsday, and I'm not answering it unless it's my kids. Yeah, so when I do need boundaries, I absolutely put them up. If anyone is interested in mentorship, my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium, you click on mentor, and and then you get a 20-minute discovery call. I will warn you, you meet with me one-on-one, so it's not cheap. I don't want anyone to be surprised. And I'm not ever saying I'm going to be the cheapest medium out there. All right. Y'all have a great day. I will be live later this week. I'm not sure what day. Hold on, let me give an idea. Oh, you're worth every penny. Thank you, Sarah. I used to apologize for my prices, but I don't anymore. People don't want to pay it, then they don't pay it. All right, let me see. Ooh, I have the dentist tomorrow. Ugh. I did not realize that. Okay, so it won't be tomorrow because I have the dentist in the afternoon. I will be live on Thursday. Definitely on Thursday and probably Friday. Definitely Thursday, probably Friday. Aw, thank you, Chelsea. She referred some people to me. I appreciate all the referrals. Those are my favorite. Referrals are my favorite. All right. Y'all have a great day.